Hello, welcome to In the Art Lab. This episode is going to cover a visual journal done by the AP Art and Design students. For this visual journal, we have a prompt jar that randomly I find different prompts on internet and I cut them out and I put them in this mason jar and the students go through and pick one as their inspiration for their visual journal. This time they did a critique and then afterwards I asked them to um, kind of reflect on what was said during their critique. Part of the things that we did during the time that they were talking within their studios was that they had to create a title for the other people around them, around their artwork, for their artwork. So if we were in a group, I made a title for each of the spreads in the group that I was in. So part of the reflection was, what did you think about the titles that were given to your project, and what would you name your title now that you've heard other people's thoughts and you've talked about it and that sort of thing. Just something fun, different, and get them talking about artwork. So enjoy listening to them reflect on everything. And once again, thank you so much for watching In the Art Lab.
So this is my visual journal. I used paint, Sharpie, and pencil. My prompt was to write down things you don't like about yourself or things that you think to yourself that are negative and go over them. So on the back of the page I have all the stuff I don't like about myself and the things I think. And then on this page, when I said go over it, I decided to go over things that I want to be and aspire to be more of. So here we have like words like be more, be happy, be positive, be confident. And then some titles that I got suggestions were over again, be inspirational, beautiful, and then the one I decided on was be more. I decided on this one because be more than the negative that you think, learn to overcome and learn to be more. And that's my project. Woohoo!
Exploration. Satan overtakes. Yon. And then I named mine Power Amongst Sinners. Okay, so here it is. It's a dedication to my Lord and Savior. That's all basically.
These were the titles that people gave me. A lot of them mentioned red or something about music or dreams or whatnot. There's red. So then I ended on this title because I think it matched the best with the colors and then the whole vibe and lyrics mixed together. It's the feeling of living the dream. Yeah, I was gonna say I hate how we have to do this right now. Honestly.
Oh no, she's gonna.
Okay, so for my visual journal, I got my happy place, which is a mushroom forest with a cute little frog in it. And the titles that my classmates gave me were Mushroom Palace, Mushroom Island, and The Hidden Prince. And I really liked all of these because they all were like different stories on what title it could be. So I decided to take inspiration from them, and I named it Mushroomy Forest because it's a mushroom forest, and forests are big, so it's roomy with a cute little frog in it.
Okay, so for my project, my prompt was it's okay, I don't care. My prompt was my unhealthy habits. So I did Dr. Pepper because it's definitely my most unhealthy habit. And I drew a little Dr. Pepper can and I made it like pop up off the book. And I did black and red polka dots. I did black and red polka dots for the background. And then I did a Dr. Pepper's logo and little word bubbles. And it says, Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that would happen? And then I made them pop up. And that's my project.
Okay, for my visual journal, my prompt was to journal about how I feel, basically. And recently I've been feeling nostalgic about high school coming to an end, and kind of sad because I'm not going to see any of my friends. And when I was like, just feeling that one night, and I just decided to paint this. What? Okay. And yep, I used acrylic paint with a lot of water for the background, and then I used acrylic and gesso for the black right there. Then I used some pins for the power lines, and I used a mix of acrylic and colored pencil for like the field right there. And I also added colored pencil to the clouds to give them like a pink and blue tint, and I used white gel pens for little details right there, and I also used them to highlight the clouds. And Riker said that a good title would be Distance, because the power lines make him think of distance. I can also see that. Someone said Summer Nights, because it reminds them of summer. And City Night, because it looks like a beautiful night sky. Thank you to whoever said that. Fantasy Love and Sunsets, because it looks peaceful and romantic. Someone said Back Then, because it looks like a somber and nostalgic feeling. And I thought a good title would be Sober Night, because when I look at this, it just makes me think about like being in the moment and like taking in everything. And when I think of that, like sober just came to mind, I guess, and said sober. I said sober reminds me of being in the moment and taking everything in, and yeah, that's about it. And like also like I'm trying to take in like everything before high school ends, like hang out with my friends as much as possible. So yeah.
The names I got for my project were Marvelous Maine, The Maine Island, and Safe Place. I really appreciated all of these because the definitions that they gave me for why they named it that really kind of worked with what I personally wanted my artwork to convey. I thought about it and I read all of their answers, and I chose Maine, my marvelous place. And I chose to name it that because I wanted to add a little bit of what all their thoughts were on why I named it. Not on why I named it, but on why I decided to make it and the meaning behind it. And I don't think I could have picked a good name that had a lot of meaning behind it without them. So thank you very much.
Okay, so for this prompt, originally I picked something that was pick a song lyric, your favorite one, and then explain it. So I did one of them, but then I ended up deciding to change my prompt and make my own, and I decided to journal my feelings for the whole week / past 2 weeks. So I made 4 prompts. So this is the first one. The quote is, "Your love is like a river, peaceful and deep. Your soul is like a secret that I never could keep. When I look into your eyes, I know that it's true. God must have spent a little more time on you." And then this is about a guy that I've liked for a really long time, and you know, I think he's the most amazing person in the entire world. And I did this because he kind of helps me grow as a person, and I want to be a better person for him, kind of thing. So that was a really positive one. Next we have this one. It looks unfinished just because I didn't really know what else to do with it, but this is a guy and he's about to commit suicide because, you know, he has all these thoughts going in his head, and these are thoughts that I have all the time. They're just things like, you know, I hate you, no one will ever love you, a whole bunch of self-doubt things. And yeah, he just wants out, and then he wants to go to outer space because outer space is a beautiful and free place, you know, free from problems and all that stuff. And then next we have one, and it says, "You are my sunshine, even in my darkest days." That's also about the guy that I really like because, you know, he's a really sweet person. He's always trying to boost my confidence and stuff. And he makes me happy and feel better even when I'm in a really, really low position. And so, you know, I did some happy, like, sunshine kind of sunsetty colors and some flowers. I messed up on one of them, and then I kind of forgot that I used the word day instead of night, so I made a nighttime theme, but you know, it's okay. And then last but not least, we have this one, and it says, you locked yourself in the bathroom, lying on the floor when I break through. I'll pull you in to feel your heartbeat. Can you hear me scream, please don't leave me? And then the little puddle of blood, it says, hold on, I still need you. And I decided to do this one. I did it all last night because last night was a terrible night for some reason. And like, suicide is something I think about a lot. I don't know why, I just do, but I decided to journal about it. Maybe like the feeling would go away, you know? So we have a little heart-shaped razor blade because, I don't know, I thought it had good meaning because I know lots of people love me, and I don't know why I want to do this because they love me, and I know like it would hurt them a lot if I did anything stupid. And then we have a giant puddle of blood because, you know, when you, yeah. And then the song lyrics, they're like kind of blood smeared / paint smeared, not real blood because that's gross and unsanitary, but they're paint smeared because when I read this quote, like in the song that it's from, I imagine like, you know, him picking up the person who he found, and you know, you get their blood on their hands, so it's kind of like him struggling to get them back together and heal them. And then there's a butterfly with a semicolon because the guy that I like makes my life worth living, and he makes everything so much better. And I look forward to every new day because of him. And his favorite color is purple, so that's why I did purple. And I just kind of love the background unfinished because, you know, when you feel this way, you don't really feel anything. So yeah, I'm done now. Have a great day. Oh wait, no, I have to do these. I'm gonna pick the title, Glimmer of Hope, because, you know, Glimmer of Hope. Because 3 of my prompts are about this guy and how he makes life so much better. And, you know, he's my glimmer of hope in the really dark place that I'm in. So yeah. Okay, bye now.
The re-recording of my analysis of my visual journal because it wouldn't upload from TikTok the last time, which was really frustrating. This is an Arctic Monkeys song that I decided to do with a color scheme of black, white, and gold. Very, very simple, but I thought it fit the mood that I was having that week. I think it turned out really cool. So we've got a little graph-looking background here, and then some simple lines over here. And then a cigarette and a boot, and that's pretty much it.
AP art check!
So my
What's
journal
that
was
word?
about a music prompt,
What's that word?
and
Yandere. It's all basically.
these were the titles that people gave me. A lot of them mentioned red, or something about music, or dreams, or whatnot. There's red. So then I ended on this title because I think it matched the best with the colors, and then the whole vibe and lyrics mixed together gives the feeling of living the dream.
Okay, this is my visual journal, and I named it A Very Good Sign because it's about being lost, and that's okay. I got gum with the moon, dandelions, lost in the wind, nature, and peace among chaos. I think that this fits my visual journal, and that's it.
Okay, so I decided to name my title Lights, Camera, Insecurities. And why? Because I thought it really summed up my journal very well. And I thought it was clever. Okay, so for mine, but so one of the other ones was hiding the truth. And they said because hiding the feelings you feel because society makes you think them. And then another one was society, ... And because it shows expectations of society, which is what these pictures do. They show the expectations of society. And then underneath are the words that like my inner critic says, or like what anyone's inner critic would say. And this one is love yourself. Show body and improvement or emotion. No. And this one is strike a pose, fashion, lights, camera, insecurities, which I decided to use my title off of that one, of the why, because I just thought it really was a good job of doing it. And this one is in society's eyes. It includes the expectations society has for young women. But basically, the underneath words are like the inner critic. So it's like what is underneath and what's really going on in your mind, but like on top, like these pictures are what's like you're supposed to be like and what you're supposed to be doing, and so basically like the expectations. And yeah, that's my journal.
Well, I'm not here to be the judge, testify. Oh baby, we can't break the law if we don't ever lay it down. We're not here to find some kind of love tonight, but when you whisper little nothings, girl, I